Hey, my name is Keith McDade, and this is my story. I was raised in a very conservative, but not very routine family. My mother raised me and my two siblings by herself, something most can relate to these days. We went to church and prayed before dinner. We were taught patience and kindness and to hate gay people. But while I was growing up, I started noticing at a young age that boys were more interesting. I was just a kid. I didn't know what gay really was, other than terrible people who deserve punishment. But as I grew up, I learned what it was and what I was. My mother was never afraid to voice her choice opinions about gay people. And if she ever found out that one of her sons was gay, she would disown them, remove choice body parts, and a wide variety of colorful phrases. I was in terror. I had no idea where to go or who to confide in. I didn't have any friends in my school. People tended to avoid me for some reason. I cried myself to sleep every night, prayed feverishly that God would remove these feelings, but they never left me, and I became hopeless. I knew my family wouldn't love me, and God had forsaken me. So when I was in seventh grade, I got a length of rope and tied a noose and tried to hang myself. Either by an act of God or my complete lack of knowledge of noose tying, it came undone and I fell down. I cried for an hour and decided that suicide was not the answer. A year or so passed, and it was my freshman year of high school. I was still wrestling with this issue in my heart, so I decided to confide in my youth pastor. He shocked me by telling me something I had never heard before, that these feelings weren't a choice. I was so relieved. A huge weight had been lifted off my chest, but that was cut short by him telling me they were still a sin. But I could fight them and become straight if I prayed hard and made a firm believer. He would even do my wedding. So, with renewed determination, I went out to beat the spiritual affliction. I went to counseling, I prayed prayers late into the night, and they never went away. In fact, they just got stronger as I grew up. I gave up. These feelings weren't going away. I could not change them, and if God had a problem with them, it was His fault for making me broken. At this point, I got into a very good program at my community college my junior year of high school. In this new environment, I interacted with my first other gay people. They seemed happy and looked like they had it together. So, with my determination to screw God, I jumped right in. I did things I'm not proud of and more than a little ashamed to admit. Eventually, one night as I was browsing through porn and hookup sites, I accidentally stumbled across some nameless gay forum. As I was looking through it without any real purpose, I noticed a small conversation on a website, gaychristians.net. I, still very skeptical from my zealous Christian days, said I needed something to mock. I was blown away. As I was reading through the arguments saying that I could be gay and Christian, I wrote down. I started sobbing uncontrollably. The idea that I could be gay and still have the God I loved was the most amazing thing I had ever heard. I threw myself into the site. I met amazing people there, people like me, people who had been through my situations and worse. I was no longer alone. I was not a gay, a Christian. I was Keith. My family still does not accept me, and probably never will. My church still does not and will not, but I am happy. I'm stronger and looking forward towards a very bright future. So I want to leave you with this. It does get better. Right now, it may be hell. Believe me, I know. Others know. But this won't be forever. You'll find love, companionship, joy. You'll find a life worth living. But only if you stay. If you leave now, they won. You let them of rob you of so much. You are beautiful and unique, as cliche as those phrases are. They're still very true. If you go, we'll never have another you. Then we will miss that light, your light, in a world of so much anger and sadness. So trust me, your quirky oddball Keith from LA. It does get better.